In this game, Cezary took black, Robin took white. This starts with a Joseki. It's been a long time since we've seen this Joseki in professional games, because of two reasons. First of all, the pincers got a bit less popular, and second, if the pincer is played, then the opponent almost always just jumps into the corner. And apparently, the reasoning behind it is that now when black finishes the shape, either like this or like that, in both cases, black ends up a little bit over concentrated. However, not finishing the shape and just playing away leaves a clear weakness in black's shape. Maybe go like that, or go like that. So it's difficult to leave it. Therefore, white can just jump into the corner and that's it. But in the game we have a more interesting move, and more variations after that one. And what to do now? One idea from AI, from the times of AlphaGo opening tool, is to play this move. This move was advertised back by AlphaGo, and it's a very good play. If white jumps to the corner, then black's pincer is in a very good position. Of course, it's an even result, and white can also try to fight, and then we will get into more complications. Now we choose certainly between A and B, and which is better? Maybe let's try this one. Maybe like this, Atari perhaps. We could think of such play. Possibility. That's a possibility. Also, even result, interesting, even result. Black attaches, of course, possible move. White jumps into the corner, and what to do now? Usually we play this one, and if white connects underneath, black is quite happy with the shape on the outside. However, now this stone is a bit mislocated, because it would be well placed at B, or maybe C also hits white's weak points, but it is at A. It is not doing much. It would be better if it is further and later black can continue with B or C, but at A it's not located the best. However, the top result, the top shape is good for black. So that's one possibility. Also, instead of playing this move, we might consider blocking here, but then remember to not play that old stupid Joseki, which looks very bad for black, because it looks just like a Joseki, a Sansan Invasion Joseki, but with a terrible AB exchange, and CD, which is also a bad exchange for black. So this you cannot play, but you can play here and here. That's an option. That's an option. Black played this move, and now white connected. And what should black do? In the game, black didn't want white to connect, but it's better to block here. Maybe black didn't want to do it because he read this variation and saw that white connects everything and black's position looks miserable. However, after one exchange, now black can play elsewhere. Now black can play that move which black played in the game, and it's better. It's better with the 1-2 exchange than as it was in the game. This is a bit inferior for black, and overall the result looks a bit better for white. It's like a Joseki. Well, this is basically a Joseki, but now instead of playing an obvious Atari, black plays from below, white connects. White peeped. That's interesting choice. Not really needed, because we are not afraid that black goes here, so we are making black a bit stronger. If we don't do it, then later we might use that turn, which might be a center move. Alright, white played that. Black plays a pincer. Makes sense. Makes sense. It's also quite big to continue, even though it might not look so big because the side is a bit narrow. However, it will be a bit annoying when white approaches and black feels more or less obliged to continue. If black doesn't do it, then white saves the 3 stones. However, even that would not be any disaster for black, so maybe for now it's better to play on the very wide bottom side. Then black invaded. It's possible to invade, but you don't have to do it. You can certainly continue with the Moyo strategy, taking into account how beautiful formation you have on the bottom right. This is a Joseki, yes. Here also interesting thing. White doesn't have to connect, and very often white leaves it like this, deciding that maybe later white prefers to build, or maybe right now white wants to build a Moyo on the left side and doesn't want to give black that stone. However, on this board maybe it's better to connect because the bottom side is the most interesting with that corner enclosure by black. White continued and finished in Gote. That's a bit annoying to finish in Gote. Maybe white doesn't need to do it. Maybe white can just play on the bottom, because later white might be able to play more powerful move and not be afraid of a cut, for example. Alright, but white finished, fine. Black plays on the bottom, yes, the biggest move on the board, and the left side is of course also very big. Then black played that famous continuation, after which black is dead. Dead and happy. Dead and happy, it often happens these days in Go, in corners. So dead and happy is good, and it's commonly done before playing on the top. So it makes sense. I think that black can also simply play on the top. It's a big move, or maybe a shoulder hit. But with the preparation, it's also possible. Jump. All right. If black wants to jump, he can jump. Though I feel a little bit inclined to extend, because we want to keep that agi open, and with the extension, or rather I should say without the extension, white cleaned up the agi. Maybe better to play here and later we die and cause trouble. Die and cause trouble. That's the pattern, modern pattern. Like this, our death is a little bit not useful. White goes here. Probably more common to play like this. Also might be possible to attach and cut if the ladder is good for white, but it's a bit doubtful whether the ladder is good. Let's read. Here will be black stone. Yes, so the ladder is good for white. But maybe black has a breaker of this form. So anyway, maybe black doesn't have time to play it, so white can consider just entering black's area with such audacious, such bold move. Cut would be a success, no? And like this also looks not bad. So something to consider. If black is afraid, or maybe not just if black is afraid. If the ladder doesn't work, then this is a better move for black. But then white has a beautiful continuation and white can build a group. After this move, I think that the first choice for black should be to hane from the outside, and after the cut we extend on the second line. This is a very powerful combination. Now white can of course try to build a group in the corner, but well, such a small life is maybe not satisfactory. And of course playing from the other side is not interesting. Now this stone is well located. So I would think of that one. So probably white will just go into the corner. Black can play here. And now it looks like if black had a Hoshi and then white invaded with ABCD. Or also another option, go like this, this, connect. Again, this stone is well located, so I think black is not bad in this variation. I didn't do any AI check before today, so it's just my intuition. This looks a bit satisfactory for white. This move. Good move, yes. This might be an option, but then black has an obvious continuation. Maybe good move. Of course, now it's center for black to play from above, and I expected this move, as black is building a nice bottom side. Of course, white lived, but well, it already happened. We cannot argue with it at this point. So let's just take what is ours, and then we need to somehow continue what we started on the left. And this attachment looks very tempting, and actually black played it afterwards. Oh, black. Okay, black did it later. Aha, this one. So this move indeed is center, threatening a very fierce attack. So white answered. Good answer. Some safety for white, and then this move of black. Oh no, what is black doing here? Black is creating around 0 points with this shape and strengthening white on the other side. This is my impression, but probably the thinking was different. The thinking was black is not letting white connect underneath. But why? Why do we do it if white is safe in the corner and that group is also very quickly safe? We can still play from above like that, but still the group is quite safe. Better to just play here and play there. Maybe later, if you want to split white, this move might be better. After this move, there is a continuation, or maybe not really. Alright, the group of white is unfortunately completely alive. Yeah, white is alive. But still, such a kick looks strange in my eyes. Block. Big move, but it seems to me that it might be bigger to do something on the left side. White was afraid of the cut. Indeed, there is a bit of a trouble. With that cut. But this move looks very slow, letting black do that block, perform that block in center. Like this, white surely wins the capturing race. This is a famous Tesuji. But I understand that white might feel that if such a move becomes center for black, then it's already good for black. Is it center? With this Tesuji, it might be center for black. This is a beautiful Tesuji. Yeah. I see. Alright. Well played by black, this block. And then an attachment. But this means clearly that white should fix the shape. If you already spend a move to fix, then fix it completely. Like this, black has such a beautiful continuation, still using white's Aji. So now black entered white's area. And is already satisfied, as I can see. Then a bit of safety. It looks like the game should be good for black from the flow of the stones. Let's count. That's 20 plus a bit, maybe up to 25, 30, 40, 2, up to 50 in white's hands, and black has 10 here. 20, 30, 40. Of course, quite a potential here, but white also has some potential there, and there is some balance of strength, unclear balance of strength in the center. All right, we counted and we reached the conclusion that it's not a disaster for anyone. Very useful, very, very useful to do such a count. For example, if black plays this way, black already gets additional points on the bottom, saving his stones. Already the point balance is good for black. So the only problem is that the group on the left side is not too safe, but also not too weak. Why not connect? This I don't understand. This doesn't work for white, so white's only scary move is a descend. Black can take away white's liberty. It looks like it makes sense. And white can push, but black is only happy getting these extensions. So very, very much not understandable. Why does black not connect and gives white a Ponnuki and a potential continuation? That's probably a heavy mistake by black. Now a few points. All right, a few points for black. Good. Black jumps, yes, makes sense. And at this point, black probably took a moment to think about the game and wasn't really sure what to do in this game. It seems that the game is basically finished. It's already like end game. What else can be done? Maybe we can connect the stones, but it looks a bit slow. Maybe protect the group in the center, but it looks a bit slow. Are there any points to be taken on the board? We might think of this, but it lets white more easily start that comb, which is a bit problematic, unfortunately. Also, white might have more threats for the comb because of the weak shape of black on the top and on the left. What to do? And black did a bit strange thing. This exchange is not understandable. Maybe now black's plan is to go out. Beautiful plan, but why? Well, alright. Maybe black thinks that white won't have time to play a breaker, because the position on the bottom side is very hot. Very hot. Yeah, so black tries to cause trouble. It's not really needed. I think that black is still rather good in the game and black can simply play here. But it's also very interesting how black was not in time to play this exchange. Usually when they play you a double Hane, you should immediately exchange, force your opponent into a worse shape and only then extend. If you extend first, then later the Atari will be surely less forcing. And now it was indeed less forcing. Even if black takes the stone, it's not as much a disaster for white, because now black stone at A is a bit useless. But still, black can do it. Black can do it. And I think it's a good idea. White splits black in the center, so black needs to take care of his stones. Maybe with this move, looks reasonable. And then the question is whether white can attack black's group strongly. Probably the group should be fine, but it's a bit risky. Yeah, this exchange is very interesting and funny. But maybe the best idea for black was to just play in the center, because here black has still weak groups, this group and that group. That's very difficult to understand it right now, that these groups are indeed very weak. But if black played it, then white also has very hard time to now think of any idea how to continue the game. Basically, white has one option, which is starting the ko, which is very scary because now the ko is super heavy. And also black is not as weak thanks to the move in the center. And if white loses the ko, then this whole group is in trouble. So this is one option. And what are the other options? It seems not many other options. If white just connects, then black should have more on this board and win by a small margin. So now white takes his chance, and this was a very, very good decision to complicate the game. And suddenly black's plans collapsed. Black certainly wanted to play here, but then he was afraid that white can go through here and capture a stone, after which black is forced to connect on the second line. Looks not very satisfactory. Maybe just play away. So black didn't want to accept that, but then trouble started, and it's amazing how this trouble continued. Atari from the other side. It's very difficult for black to say that he doesn't want it, because then the exchanges were just bad. Now, black spent a move on the right side, and white started a super fierce attack which won the game. It was not needed to protect on the right side now. Black can simply play here, but it's also very nice to see that white really didn't lose much by sacrificing that stone at A. That's why we should really play such Ataris before extending to C. So now if black played here, white can squeeze black a little bit. Fine, maybe like this, maybe there is a bit better way. And now it's 10, 40 minus 4 plus 4, so 52. 62, 72, 75 in black's hands, and then 25, 33, 6, 9, 49, 52, Komi 16. Not enough. White will lose this game. So in fact, the decisive moment was not here, where black can likely play something like that and make the game easier, but right now it's still good for black, and black should have simply protected the weak group, but he just didn't expect what can happen. And now Robin started the attack, and the attack was insanely successful. So white managed to cut off black's 8 stones, and it's already a very big gain. And afterwards, black still managed to live with the group only in a ko, which black won, of course, but white got a big endgame move, and it was enough for white to have a very comfortable advantage. Yeah. So here, the power of the attack. this was the powerful attack. Indeed, now it looks not easy for black. Even after the connection, white had that beautiful move to seal black in. So this is the losing move, and black should have played here. Alright, this is it about this game, and we will move to the next one.